Yeah, good morning. We continue to see improvement in US market, though marginally. But we need to be a bit careful now as Fed meeting is nearing. Fed meeting is on 2nd and 3rd November. The market is continue to remain positive since last 9-10 days and in the US, and that was all driven by the results. Futures are also US market futures are also more of a marginal negative, but the Asian markets are seeing some negative trend today. Most of the markets are down by around 0.8 to 1%. If we see the commodity in China, they are also down in today's trade. Aluminium is down by around 2%, 3%. Copper is down by around 1%. Iron ore by 2%, and steel by 4%. So that is also getting visible even in the equity market as well. The equity markets in Hong Kong, Japan, Korea, all are down by around 0.8 to 1%. So we are entering in today's trade with a bit negative bias from the Asian side. Now I'll request technical team to take up from here.
Yes, thank you, sir. Good morning, all of you. This is Swati. Looking towards the Asian markets, we believe today our market is likely to open on a flattish note. Coming towards the Nifty, the overall view is positive. Definitely, Nifty is trading above 18,000 psychological mark, which gives a very good sign. Yesterday also we have seen a positive momentum into the Nifty on the closing basis as well. It has maintained a closing above 18,200 level. Going ahead, now for the today intraday purpose, 18,300, 18,340 will be the immediate resistance level. If it's break that level, then this momentum is likely to be continue, which might take a Nifty towards 18,400 to 18,500 levels on the higher side. Whereas the support lies at 18,140 levels for the today intraday purpose. Below that level, we can expect Nifty to come down at 18,070, 18,000 levels. The overall view will remain a positive on the Nifty as long as it sustains above 18,000 psychological mark. So those who are having a long positions into the Nifty side, they can also hold with the strict stop losses of 18,000 levels. Coming towards the Bank Nifty, as we said, it's really outperforming Nifty from the last few trading sessions almost by 2 weeks. Now the Nifty is well placed above 41,000 psychological mark. Yesterday it has closed above 41,350 levels, which gives a very good positive signs. As of now, for the today intraday purpose, the important resistance is placed at 41,500 levels. Any move above that level, we expect a positive momentum, which might take a Bank Nifty towards 41,600 to 41,800 levels. Again, if it's break that level, then we are going to witness 42,000 mark, a new high on the Bank Nifty. Whereas on the lower end, 41,240 will be the first support level. Below that level, 41,000 level can be seen. So overall view is remain positive as long as Nifty sustains above 41,000 levels for the today intraday purpose. Coming towards the Nifty Finance, this counter is also really doing very well. 19,300 is the immediate resistance level. Any more about that level, we expect positive momentum to be carried forward into the Nifty Finance towards 19,440 to 19,500 levels. Whereas on the lower side, 19,240 will be the immediate support level. Below that level, 19,100 and 19,000 levels can be seen. So overall, these are the support and resistance on the three indices. Stock specific, Lawrence Lab is really doing very well. We are expecting this particular counter to touch a fit of 590 levels on the higher sides. So those who want to take a buy call, they can just keep a track on Lawrence Lab. At current level, stop loss can be kept at 550 for a target of 590. And another counter, Navin Fluoro, is also really doing very well. Yesterday, we have initiated a buy call on this particular stock for a target of 35.50. I believe it has a potential to reach up to that level. One can take a buy long position into this particular stock with a stop loss of 3430. I think that's it from my end. I request derivative guys to take a call forward.
Yeah, thank you, Swati. Good morning, everyone. So as for yesterday's derivative data, as I mentioned in yesterday's data, that in Nifty is trading in a cautious zone where I said that the PCRY yesterday was trading at 0.82. So from that front, we are expecting a bounce back, but on the higher side, as I mentioned in yesterday trading session also, and I'm mentioning today also that 18,270 to 18,350 level would be the major crucial zone on the higher front. Till the time Nifty is not giving a move going above and getting stable over 18,350 level, till that point of time, no new fresh positions will be created in the market. So hold for new fresh position to create about 18,350 levels. On the downside, we are seeing that the 18,100 and 18,300 level hold a strong support in the market. So currently hold your long positions with the support of 18,000 level. As per the OI positions, we are seeing that the 18,200 and 18,300 level holding the strong fresh positions. So hold your long positions with the support of 18,100 and 18,000 levels. As per the stock specific, we are seeing that the Tata Motor, SBI, and Bank Baroda, these three counter looks positive front. So keep watch on this three counter. Thank you.
Good morning. Yesterday, Axis Bank result was okay. The operating result disappointed on NIM front, where NIMs came down by 20 basis points year on year. Loan growth, in fact, came down to just 8% year on year, whereas for all other banks that is rising, and that also impacted cost to income. So on credit cost front, if we see, that was encouraging. So credit cost for Axis as well as ICICI will come down to 1.2, 1.3% levels from now on, which is good. But overall, if we see on the operating side as well, then ICICI has a big lead compared to Axis on NIMs and loan growth. So we are neutral on Axis and in the short term. Bajaj Finance result was in line on all fronts. With bulk of provisions being front-loaded, the quarterly run rate is expected to normalize from next quarter onwards to around 1.6% credit cost from the 4% rate that we have seen over last 5-6 quarters post-COVID. So from next quarter onwards, it should everything should be back on track. Gross NPAs as per company should come down to 1.75 by March from 2.5% currently, if there is no third wave. And accordingly, growth we feel should accelerate from now. So we are positive on Bajaj Finance. Kotak Mahindra result was above expectation. Credit cost was lower than expectation. It was at just 0.8%, which was also the pre-COVID run rate. So things seems to be normalizing over here. In last 5-6 quarters, if we see, credit cost run rate was almost double at 1.6%. Also, after a long time, we have seen that advances growth saw 7.5% quarter-on-quarter growth, which is the case after many years for this bank, and also one of the highest in the private side. So we feel growth will continue going forward, and stock should outperform. Nippon Life India Asset Management numbers were in line. Sales and profits were slightly below estimates, but market share gains continued. Company's assets under management grew by 12% quarter on quarter against 5% for HDFC and 9% for Aditya Birla. So clearly, in the listed side, it has had the best growth. It has also applied for 8 new ETFs with SEBI. So going forward, the market share gains can continue. And lastly, Anup Engineering, the capital goods company, both revenue and order book were flattish. And despite of the inflationary scenario, they were able to maintain their gross margins, and margins improved, because of which profit growth was 34% year on year. So we are neutral over here. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Yesterday, Torrent Pharma announced their results, and results were broadly in line with expectations. The key positive was the India growth, which was 13%, and the company expects double-digit growth to continue. It has been quite many quarters now that the company has been affected by the warning letter on their key facility, which is impacting the US growth because they are not able to get any new approvals from that site, and which is likely to continue till we don't get any re-inspection on Indrad facility. Make Money Organics announced the results, and results were declining. Margins were a major disappointment, which came at 14% versus 23% last year. Cipla also announced their results, and results were above expectations. The company, though the US revenue was flattish, India grew by 16%, and that is something heartening to know, and we believe this is likely to continue. Mahanagar Gas announced their results, and results were below expectations. Dr. Lal PathLabs announced their results, and results were marginally below expectations. Though, as their EBITDA margin came at 28% versus expectation of almost 30%. The company has also announced an acquisition of 100% taking over a stake of Suburban Diagnostics Private Limited. This is an all cash deal with an enterprise value of 18.5 times of FY22 adjusted EBITDA. This is positive for Dr. Lal PathLab. However, the key point to notice here is that Suburban Diagnostics has lower margins than Dr. Lal PathLab. So this can be margin dilutive in near future. Sanofi announced their results, and results were mainly in line with expectations. Sales grew by 10%, though margins were at 26%. The bottom line was benefited from the higher other income. Shalby announced their results, and results were declining. This is a hospital company. Though the sales grew by 57%, margins were lower at 16% versus 25% last year. So this is something this is something the stock can see a negative reaction in today's trade also. Cera Sanitaryware announced the results, and results were above expectations. So this is something positive we have seen in this season for the first time, that the margins were actually higher than the expectations, as margins came at 15% versus expectation of 14%. Although the results came during market run, so the impact came yesterday only. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Birlasoft posted inline set of numbers for the quarter, with dollar revenue coming in at 136.9 million. EBITDA margin Q on Q was impacted majorly due to wage hike and higher subcontracting cost. Management indicates 15% growth for the year would be achievable. Share is trading at 21.4 times FY23 EPS. Zenser Technology has posted inline set of numbers for the quarter. The call will be held today, wherein the further details will be shared. Persistent System announced the result, and the result is above expectation both on the revenue and the margin front. Share is trading at 38.8 times FY23 EPS. Indocount has posted decline set of numbers for the quarter. Share is trading at 14.4 times FY23 EPS. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning. Ambuja Cement result was marginally below expectation. Sales volume was in line with expectation at 6.2 million ton. Realization came at 5,221 versus 5,251 per ton sequentially. EBITDA per ton came at 1134 per ton versus 1,500 per ton sequentially. Ramco Cement, Ramco Industries Limited result was okay. IMFA, that is Indian Metal and Ferro Alloy, result has improved. EBITDA came at 237 crores versus 173 crores sequentially. Margin has also improved at 36.2% versus 32% sequentially. Jindal Stainless Limited result was above expectation. Revenue came at 5,027 crores versus expectation of 4,367 crores quarter on quarter. EBITDA margin came at 15% versus expectation of 14.6% sequentially. The share is trading at EV by EBITDA of 5.1 times FY23 EBITDA. Thank you.
So from the results, CRM Silk Mill reported very good number, and I think that can see a good movement in today's trade. And apart from that, the results for now for the next 29th. So Atul Limited is likely to report numbers. Results are likely to be more of an okay. Margins are like other chemical companies, specialty companies, is seeing some pressure, and here also margins are likely to see some pressure. Bharat Electronic again likely to report okay set of number, steady growth of around 10-12% both on revenue and EBITDA year on year will be visible. Then Blue Dart Express again is likely to report okay set of number. They will be facing some margin pressure on account of increasing oil prices, but revenue growth will be around 10%. Then Dr. Reddy is likely to report number. Q1 was very bad for Dr. Reddy, and we saw very good corrections after that. And management at that time also indicated that that was a one-off, and we'll see bounce back in Q2. And Q2 expectations are of bounce back and will be against 15% margin in the quarter. The margin expected now is around 21.5. Though it will still be lower than their usual margin of around over 22%. So result will show improvement. Emami is likely to show decline both on sales side. The growth is seems to be very nominal at around 5-6%, and margin is also likely to remain comparatively lower year on year. Though quarter on quarter may see some improvement. Escorts is also likely to show declining results. The volume is already known and is down by around 14% year on year, and also margin is also likely to come off in this quarter, both quarter on quarter and year on year. So Escorts result will be declining, and Exide industry is also likely to show declining results, mainly on margin front. Margins are likely to come off in this quarter as compared to the previous year. Though quarter on quarter they may show some marginal improvement, but key thing is the price, the increasing commodity prices continue to put pressure on the margin for Exide industry as well. Then GAIL is likely to report better number. They are likely to show improvement both quarter on quarter and year on year. Then Jindal GSW Energy is likely to report number, and the sales is likely to increase by around 18% year on year, and around 10% quarter on quarter on EBITDA front. EBITDA quarter year on year will be coming off as compared to last year, mainly because last year same quarter the EBITDA was quite high. Whereas if we compare it with last 3-4 quarters, the EBITDA will be better. So overall result seems to be improving. Then Sumitomo Chemical is likely to report number. Here again, results are likely to see some decline. We are seeing that agrochemical companies are facing cost pressure, and they are seeing decline in the margin, and same thing will be visible in Sumitomo Chemical as well. Then Vedanta is likely to report number. Out of that, around 60% is Hindustan Zinc, and which has already reported inline set of number. But apart from that, aluminum and oil is likely to show better results. So results apart from zinc will show good improvement quarter on quarter. Then Voltas is likely to show improved set of number. Here need to be a bit cautious because we had seen negative commentary from Havells on Lloyd, and here the expectation is of improvement in EBITDA margin both quarter on quarter and year on year, whereas the commodity prices are seeing some negative trend. So though the expectation is of improved set of number, we need to be cautious. That's all from us. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.